You are going to kill, if you cannot kill the bandits, you're going to kill us. Enough of this nonsense. Kudu the area of Babu, north, south, all over the country. We don't have a country.
My name is Ibrahim Garbawala, popularly known as Comrade IG Wala. It is sad that Nigerians, at this point in time, we have no solutions, not a single solution to our problems. Sincerely speaking, I don't know. These few days, Nigeria has been something else. We all know the situation we're in. No matter how you get frustrated and you think you want to ignore, you can't even ignore. You think you want to just take your eyes or your mind off what is happening in Nigeria, you just can't help it. I think at this point in time, it's high time we tell ourselves nothing but the truth. First and foremost, on daily basis, Nigerians we do manage to see if we can have a little hope. But sincerely, we are totally hopeless. And the state of hopelessness that we're in is something that I think is not just few individuals that will be putting our hopes on. Sincerely speaking, what the country is in, we must all come out, not just be on the streets. We must force those in authority to take the right decision and immediate action. If they cannot do that, we call on National Assembly to compel the president to step down. Else, we are going to compel every single senator. Nigerians, this is a clarion call. No senator in your area should be spared to stay at home. Let them come out and go to National Assembly and do the needful against the president of this country as we speak. Every member of a parliament should leave his house, should leave her house, go straight to National Assembly, take an immediate decision to end this crisis that we're in. We are calling on everybody, not just citizens, poor citizens that the military and the police are deployed to tear gas, to shoot, that are going to take this fight. The senators must go out. National Assembly members, reps members, step out of your house, step out of your comfort zone, go out there. Don't let us go on the streets. You are going to kill, if you cannot kill the bandits, you're going to kill us. Enough of this nonsense. Kudu the area of Babu, north, south, all over the country. We don't have a country, and we're sitting down. No. Do what they can, the makwabci na senator, ko wane ne, dukka su fita, let them get out of their homes. Let them go back to National Assembly. If it takes them sleeping on in National Assembly, let them do that. But they don't have the comfort to stay within the community. We've been allowing this we thought these people care. Now, the Minister of Defense or Ministers of Defense, live everywhere you are. You must move to the streets and do the needful. Enough is enough. We cannot just take this. For God's sake. What is this? Enough of this. So what I can do wani matashi, do wani Nigeria, do what da yake ya damu ba mai kishi ba maganan kishi anan. Maganan shine wa yake so ya rayu zuwa gobe. Ba maganan kishi bane. You see, this is what is going on in the country. These same leaders, these same politicians, and the military, you don't care. The politicians are misusing you, misguiding you, misinforming you, and at the same time, you share the little opportunities, the bounties you have, the resources you have. Corruption in any way, you people are, you think you're getting yourselves rich. Now this is it. Look at how this general died. How many generals died as a result of this fight, this war? What is happening? What are you doing? Now, the point is this. You've allowed these things to escalate. The Boko Haram of today, that is what is happening. The insurgency in the northeast, it is not that insurgency of Muhammad Yusuf. You should know that it is the recklessness, the carelessness that ended up giving us what we have today. Now it has created opportunity for the same rat-tat elements. Now they have international collaborators.
They have moved into our territory. They have actually become in fact, Sambisa is now a global province for all these terrorists. Yes. The same way the Northwest is now another, let me say, is another hub where every terrorist within the Sahel is now taking comfort or taking refuge. Now, the point is this: we must not agree that this same carelessness should continue. These guys are out. These guys are hunting us like rats. Anywhere citizens are, these guys are picking. No, we are not agreeing with this. Is enough. Is enough. Is enough. We are coming on the street. We are calling on no senator. I repeat this because these people in National Assembly are not. Look, that National Assembly does not belong to few people. It is for Nigerians. That building is meant. That is the umbilical cord of democracy itself. That is where democracy is hinged on. We should not allow anybody to take National Assembly to become their business center where they make money without doing anything. We must chase these people from the comfort of their homes back to National Assembly until they do something. We are saying no to that. This is the angle of protest that I personally am going to pull. Anywhere you see, if you see a senator or a rest member, chase him out of that environment. Let him head straight to an environment where, yes, he has to go back and do his work. Please. Please. So I think at this junction, I am moving into town, into Abuja. We are going to make sure we release a press conference and also call on every Nigerian anywhere. If a senator, if a rest member is close to you, please send us his location, send us his house number, we are going to make sure they leave their comfort zone back to National Assembly. When they go to National Assembly, they should do the needful for Nigerians. We must rescue this country. Enough of this comfort that these politicians are enjoying.
One of the basic duties of a government is to mitigate the failure rate of its citizens and increase the output and productivity of the nation. You and I know that the educational system in Nigeria is a total failure because we are products of it. We've wasted our years in school and came out with nothing to offer. At the end of the day, we are either cabmen, dispatch riders, akara fryers, hair makers, things that we would have committed our time to in the onset. Since our educational system does not serve us, it is in our right to protest to the National Assembly for the immediate restructuring of our educational system to match the country's current corrupt standards and practices. Yes. So let us look at some curriculums that we'll be studying in school and our children should be studying to be able to secure their future and see the things that work in this country currently and match it. 1. Corruption. This should be the basics of our curriculum. The various ways, fundamentals, and techniques should be taught to the highest level using past presidents, leaders as references and citations so that we can confidently take our place as the most corrupt sovereign nation on earth under God. Number 2. The business of religion, the approach, methodology, and the canonization of religious texts to extremes that will allow us to cash out on the fear index, as well as introduce Ponzi schemes that will show proof of prosperity. You understand? Number 3, this is really important because we've seen it work in our society in this country. The art and science of the political industry, whereby students are attached directly to politicians to learn corruption firsthand as part of their CWES program and PPA after graduation, after NYSC. That would help us in this country because we understand it and we have seen it work. 4. The global scope of banditry and insurgency and how to monetize it should be taught. 5. The hypocrisy of the judiciary and the benefits of injustice.
Unfortunately, Nigeria does not have a National Assembly.
No, we do. We have the Senate and the House of Reps.
Okay, in your opinion, what we have today is Tinubu's daycare. It is a daycare for Tinubu's children. And don't take my words for it. Take the words of the Senate President, Godswill Obodakpabio. He read the letter inviting them by the wife of the president. He said, the first lady said we should come and have dinner with her. This is an invitation from a mother to her children. So are you aware that Akpabio is Madam Remi Tinubu's son? So if a mother, Remi Tinubu...
Maybe you didn't mean it that way.
Okay, well, I want to know the explanation. So if the first lady, Madam Remi Tinubu, is their mother, who will be their father, President Tinubu? So what the National Assembly is there today to do is to ensure that they push the wheels and the privileges or whatever that are the opinions of the president, and not to become the hallmark of a democracy. And that is why during the Ramadan break, you could hear the Senate president telling the president that we are loyal to you. Mr. Sheung, the National Assembly is the hallmark of a democracy. A person, an institution that should carry out oversight over other arms of government, see themselves as children of the head of the executive arm of government. So who is going to carry out oversight? Children oversighting their parents? So that is where Nigeria is today. Government in Nigeria has become outsourced. So in Nigeria today, the US is helping the Nigerian government to fight insecurity. France is helping Nigeria to collect taxes. Then President Tinubu, the commander-in-chief, is overseeing defections from the other parties to APC. Let me make it clear, as I have said on other forums, if there are free and fair elections in Nigeria today, before 1 p.m. on election day, the defeat of President Tinubu and his APC gang will be announced. Biologically, even the president is frail. The personal physical stamina that is needed to govern a country like Nigeria is absent in this government. Look at the outing in Turkey. Nigerian APC people are standing on a mandate that is collapsing. That is where Nigeria is today. President Tinubu should be fair to himself. You have lived to a good old age. What has God not given yourself and your family? A former governor, senator, your wife is senator. At what point do you say you should make sacrifice for the country to move forward? Where you allow young persons with the mental agility. Old age is not a curse, it's a blessing. Why the desperation? To hold on to power at all means. President Tinubu left. America came and dropped bombs in Nigeria in December 2025 on Christmas Day. 2 days after that, the president jetted out of the country to France. Spent a total in January of about 27 days. He came back on the 17th, then left to Turkey without addressing Nigerians about what exactly is happening between the US and Nigeria. Guess what? It was while the president was in France, Nigerians then heard that you gave the second highest national honors, GCON, to your personal friend, Mr. Gilbert Chogre, a convicted money launderer in the United States, who was also convicted for aiding a criminal organization. What a country. Is this a president? Is this what leadership is about?
But, I mean, you seem to have a grouse to grind with the president.
Not the president, with the government. I don't know President Tinubu. I have no business with him. I have a problem with the office.
You don't like the APC.
I don't need to like the APC. The APC should love Nigeria to defend and protect.
And you don't think that the APC is doing the war for Nigeria?
You make your assessment. Are they truly representing the people, or they are there to represent themselves? Uncle Sheon, did Godswill Obodakpabio contest the APC primary to be a senator, or he contested to be a presidential candidate in the APC? How did he end up in the National Assembly, let alone becoming the chairman of the National Assembly and the Senate president? So we need to interrogate how the people who got there found themselves there. And then we ask the question, is the Senate president representing a senatorial district, or he's representing Tinubu and subsection of the APC aspirations in that assembly? So as a people, when you talk about policies and whether in 2027, my principles and loyalty to country are constant. Uncle Sheon, do you know that in Katsina State, according to Dr. Usman and the report, terrorist elements killed an ACP, Aminu Dai, one of a fine police officer who was taking the fight to these terrorists. They celebrated the killing, and then they had their usual stakeholder summit that they wanted to have a peace deal with the government. And guess what? The terms and conditions of that meeting were set by the terrorist element. The leader, according to the report, is Jankari. They told them that law enforcement should ensure that the police and law enforcement who will come should come in mufti. And guess what? The terrorist leaders came in the uniform of the slain police officers. In Nigeria today of master strategies, terrorists hold meetings with government officials. And guess who sets the terms and conditions? The terrorists.
Call them a rubber stamp. You are defaming the word rubber stamp to call the National Assembly rubber stamp. They are an arm of the presidency. As we speak today, the same people that turn National Assembly, that change, national anthem in the space of how many days, the same people that said they will investigate the variations in the tax laws, till today the committee has not brought out their reports. Is it the same people you are listening to? What will he say? In fact, he will call President Tinubu's government El Dorado. The same government that finds it difficult to be able to fulfill its budgetary requirement. The same government that went ahead to still do the loan swap deal that the IMF cautioned us against doing with the Dubai Bank. The same government that under which poverty has increased to about 63%. The same government that we now have a high level of insecurity. The same government where you have bandits having the effrontery to be able to travel for Hajj operations and come back. Anyway, we are happy that Olubunmi Tunji Ojo's, technology caught them. The same government where generals are being killed. Right. So if you say things are better, we believe you because we have never seen this level of low in our lives. As regards the rescue, we are excited about the rescue and we commend the police. Kusaye for bandits. But Dr. Abati, were saying that they are coming here. Dr. Abati, they've always been in our bushes. Go to Ondo and see skirmishes that happen. It is not the same people that killed people when Ogbeni Akeredolu was still there in the Owo massacre. Are these not the same people that killed Pafasoroti's daughter that made the leaders in the Southwest to set up Amotekun? So it's always been there.
All right.
And Sanusi Lamido pointing out the fault of the national, he's had his own fair share. So he's talking from experience. Even the judiciary, is he any better? I placed a bet here on the table. I said nothing will happen to Justice Lifu as regards his judgments. Has anything happened to him?
All right.
It's not just going to be condemnation.
All right.
So you see, if we had a state by today, Oji, we should have a crack team already investigating phone calls and personal details of those justices that are making errant judgment to be able to bring investigation out.
We should bring this.
Let me go back. When Muhammadu Buhari cracked those judges then and brought all sorts of investigations against them, although a lot of them scaled through those judges, we called him name and tyrant and everything.
All right.
Maybe it is time to start raiding the judges again.
Hi, welcome back. Obviously, the National Assembly has been the problem that we are really facing if you check everything well. Though a lot of persons used to say it is only Thief Nebo of the guy who is bringing problem to us, but I would like to let every one of you know that it is both Thief Nebo and these guys who are in the National Assembly today. They causing this real issue that we're really facing, because before, if a president do anything wrong, those in the National Assembly will be the one to gather their solve to make sure they resolve every issue. We have witnessed where some part of National Assembly group has come out or came out to protest against insecurity before, but now they have been bought by this current president and he's the one using them up and down. Though there is something that I would want everyone to know. Everyone hears what the Ariwa guy said, where he was saying and shouting to every one of you, because he has said to everybody to drop their differences. Because if our differences is not dropped, there is no way we're going to win these people in the National Assembly because of how they are doing their thing. Let me tell you the point that the Ariwo guy make. He says that if the National Assembly refuse to do their job by coming out to speak or coming out to protest, them, the Ariwa and the South, should drop their differences and come out to march into the National Assembly to demand for the right and what they are here for as citizens. Though there are some persons in the North and others in the South who bring differences to all this. If not, the youth would have been united before today. Let me tell you the reason why National Assembly are really the arms of this Thief Nebo guy. National Assemblies have become his own arms because even in the National Assemblies, those members of theirs are so corrupt now, and every one of them has their own cases that they should face. They have their issue, they have different corruption cases that they should face, but they want to cover up Thief Nebo own so that Thief Nebo should cover their own. Some persons think that the government is ruled by the president alone. There's something I would like to tell you about how government is being run. Some persons think that it is run by Tinubu alone, but it is run by both National Assembly and Tinubu. There is nothing that National Assembly want to do they cannot do, and there's nothing that Tinubu wants to do that they cannot do. But these persons, instead of them to be doing their thing differently, they have gang up themselves against Nigerians, and what they all want for Nigeria and Nigerians is their downfall. So I would like everyone to just follow the opinions of the first guy who has said that if the National Assembly remains silent, if it is kill, let it just kill all of them, because they cannot just continue that way and allow this insecurity and different things they are facing to keep on going, because this thing is getting and it's alarming today, and some persons are still bringing differences, though those of you the part of the youth who are bringing differences to all this type of thing going on. I think this is the right time for you to just stop the noise and making from there, and if you have anything to let us know, you can just drop it below. Thank you.